But yeah, the boomerang was my favorite item. Dan, you got a favorite item or power
Yeah,
up or something?
it's probably the iron boots because I like moving slow. No, I'm just kidding.
And this game's
No,
for you.
no,
This is
no,
10 out of
no.
10 for you.
I'm just kidding.
Welcome to the Cable Club. We're a retro video gaming podcast where three guys can't carry any more rupees. And we're linking up to talk about the games you love and rank them. This is episode number 57. We're your hosts. I'm Steve.
Oi! I'm Dan.
Oh, I'm done.
And today we're here with RiRiYells. Say hi, Riri.
Hi! Or hoy! That was a good one. I'm a fan.
Perfect.
This week's episode is our 21st League episode, and the entry is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker for the Nintendo GameCube. So get ready to upload data from us to you. But first, let's set the mood. Warm summer breezes and salty sea air, the noise of seagulls and waves crashing in your ears, the firm, squishy feeling of sand through your toes, the cold ocean waters crashing up onto your legs and then rolling back into the endless expanse. You can feel the sun's rays as it fills your whole body with warmth, and you hear your siblings yelling and running around, building sandcastles, burying the youngest in the sand. Climbing around on the rocks and finding all the marine life in the cracks and little pools of water was an adventure in and of itself. After sunbathing on towels and playing in the water, going back onto the boardwalk and grabbing some fried foods or playing at the arcade at the beach was some of my happiest summer memories. There's just something about going to the beach that melts away all your worries and fills your heart with relaxation. This was one of the first games that I've ever played that I got to experience navigating in an ocean and have that feeling of boundless adventure set before me. As the captain of my own little boat, the best thing about it all, though, is that it was also part of one of my favorite franchises. Today, we'll be talking about The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
More like captain of your own little trash-talking dinghy.
Yeah, you can't go that way. It's too dangerous.
Come on, get a move on. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Link, what are you doing?
You don't really feel like a captain at that point.
No, he's definitely
Link is not in charge.
not at all.
In
Is
fact,
he
you
ever,
don't.
though? He's always got a companion telling him exactly what to do.
In this
Listen.
game, you don't get to charge until you get like 20 warriors belts. That's when you get the charge attack.
Oh.
That's when you're in charge. I see. I see what you did there.
Is that what that's for? Okay. All right. Well, that and more on today's episode. But first, Dan's going to tell you the question of the week.
Yeah, Dan.
Alrighty. Question of the week is: what is a type of reoccurring side quest you just can't stand? Fishing, finding hidden objects, racing, etc. Riri, you want to take us off?
Oh, yes. I have a very Zelda one. It's the shooting gallery. It's the shooting minigame.
You don't like the shooting gallery?
I can't stand those. I have gotten very good at them. Do I like doing them? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
To be fair, the cannon one in this, when the barrels are like so far away in the ocean, and it's hard to gauge the depth at first, so it almost always takes 2 shots, and you got to get it done in 10 with 5 barrels. So like you are almost always exactly at your 10th shot.
Sucks to suck, man. I don't know what to say. Just get better at it.
I've done horseback archery more times than I can count in Ocarina of Time.
That one's tough. Like the
so
last
tough.
one.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
And so I
real
think
life?
that is mostly my distaste, is from doing horseback archery way too much.
I thought you meant real life. I was like, that's really cool.
Oh God, I've been once, and I guess I was not taught right, and the casing bounced off the wall and landed right here, on
Oh,
my
no.
chest, and I was wearing too low cut of a shirt, and that shit burned.
Oh, wow.
And that was it. I put the gun down and I walked away, and I have not ever tried again. Not for me.
All right, Steve, what do you got? What's your least favorite type of side quest?
I'm just going to come out and say it because everybody's thinking about it. Fetch quests can burn in hell. Dude, if you are too lazy to go and dig up your own rocks or whatever the hell it is you want me to find for you, then I don't even want to hang out with you. Like,
Listen, I know you're on a really important quest, but I really need that red chicken. Like that's 10 feet over there.
Like today.
And yeah, like now. My daughter's gonna die if we don't have that red chicken. Okay.
Well, if it's that important, why don't you get off your ass and go and get the red chicken? Unless you're the girl in Ocarina of Time and you're allergic to cuckoos, then, I could help you out a little bit. I understand then. But if you don't have a good reason, don't bother me with your trivial little, honey-do list. I'm not interested.
Or how about like the side quest where you have to like gather materials to like open up a shop and then you still have to pay after helping them out? It's like,
it's
gee,
like the
thanks.
shop in this game. We're partners.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get you from the ground up where you have literally nothing.
I like the guy that puts money in all the vases, but when you break them, he charges you back. That's good stuff right there. I think as far as Zelda quests go, I have one word for you all: smoosh.
Sploosh kaboom?
Yeah, sploosh.
Oh
sploosh
my
kaboom.
God.
But on the game,
Specifically sploosh kaboom, not
Yeah.
anything else.
it sounds like smoosh. That's some BS right there. Yeah, I love that he holds up.
Do you
those
have an
little
older brother
faces.
that absolutely demolished you at Battleship as a kid? Is this trauma?
No, it's just it's like a scratch ticket. Like you just have to do it until you get it right, and there's not a lot of skill in it. I mean, you don't bunch your shots together. I get that, but like you miss, you miss. It's just the way it is. But all in all, I'd say my least favorite type of recurring side quest has to be fishing. Like there's so many games that have fishing, and it's not necessary. And the system is always deeper than it has to be. And it's like you can reel, but if you reel too much, you can break the line. You got to get the fish to be exhausted, so move your line left and right. And there's never really any great explanation for it. And there's always something super important that's gated behind it too. And you're like, God, I just don't want to do this. And you
can't get 20 hearts without this.
Yeah, it is a lot of games. It's tedious, but it's like, how do you make fishing fun? Like, I don't know if it's like really possible.
Is fishing fun in real life or?
No, fishing is about doing
Okay,
nothing.
then. Oh,
that's what it's about.
That's a good answer.
It's about getting away from your spouse and doing nothing.
Going drinking on a boat. I feel like that's the entertainment.
That's fair. You can just drink on a boat though. You don't have to involve the fish in this. It can be innocent.
It's like the fish are the excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Runner up would be crafting systems. I think they get wedged into everything. It's too much.
I'm shocked nobody said escort mission or the trading sequence.
Oh, well, we have
those are 2 and 3 for me.
Escort's pretty bad.
Yeah, escorts are rough. And then there's always a trading sequence in Zelda. Oh, you brought me the red bandana? Well, I can't give you the thing I want, but I'll give you the blue bandana.
It's a fetch quest.
Yeah. It is a fetch quest with conditions, right?
Yeah. But make sure you trade it in under a minute. We got to run all of the creation and do it under 2 minutes.
In the trading sequence, there's a timed section also, by the way, to get across the whole map.
You have forest water, and in 20 minutes, it becomes not forest water.
Oh,
somehow.
It's exactly what it says, not forest water after.
This is just dirty old water.
This is plain old dirty water.
Yeah.
Potable water. Get it out of here.
You can still drink it, though. It's okay.
It's not from Africa.
Gatorade. It's what plants crave.
The thirst mutilator.
Yeah, I would have to say for me, just low drop rates, in general. Like when you like try and like this is like more like I would say like Borderlands, I guess, where it's like you gotta farm like a boss over and over and over for like to get this one drop that just won't drop at all. I don't know what you guys think about like doing the same content over and over and over, but I can't stand that.
You don't like repetitive
drops?
missions?
Yeah. 1% drops are garbage.
Does
And
that
then-
you have to beat the game to get that though, or is that just like an optional thing?
Like a lot of the time it's optional,
Yeah.
but like if you're trying like to min max, it's just like you don't even want to do it because it's just like
So sweaty over there.
There
Yeah.
are games that require you to get a rare drop rate to proceed, and that's some horse
yeah,
dung.
for sure.
All right, Dan, what does our audience have for us?
All right,
What's their,
let's see.
what are we saying on the Discord?
Danko Misty. Oh, well, she said one of them that we said. Escort quests. One, they never move fast enough. It's like a side scroller. And two, when they can easily die or be destroyed mid quest, you have to start it all over. Yeah.
It just reminds me of like Resident Evil 4 having to babysit Ashley for
The
like
entire
literally a
game.
third of the
Escort
game.
mission. Yeah.
Leon!
It's,
Oh my God.
sometimes you just get sick of her and you turn around and blow her away once in a while because you feel like
All right, we're saving at this typewriter. Turn around, boom.
Hux. He says, effing mini games. No, I do not want to play
Just
third
minigames at
rounds
all.
of post-apocalypse bottle cap Settlers of Catan. I have no idea what he means there.
Settlers of Catan. Have you ever never played?
Dan,
Settlers
you don't know what Settlers of Catan is?
No, I do
We're
not.
gonna have you over for board game night so you can shout and learn that you have wood for sheep.
And then he says, in order to win crafting materials to gain 1.7% increase to my secondary weapons, minimum damage stat, I have $16 quadrillion from killing mobs. Just take my money.
Not only that, but he threw in the crafting system too in the end. Perfect.
I'm going to read JMO's. Greetings, brave warrior. I wish to fix the drawbridge for you, but first I require 10 feral boar tusks. That's feral boar tusks, not boar tusks. They're different. Even though feral boar tusks and regular boar tusks look pretty much identical, I'll be able to tell you if you give me the wrong kind of tusks. Oh, and most of the time when you kill a boar, it won't drop its tusk, even though you can totally see that it's sticking out right there, still attached to its corpse. And you're carrying an axe called the God Cleaver.
That sounds like JMO.
Oh, that's a great
Video game
that's a great
logic.
one. Yeah, I know. That is funny. He does he does bring up a good point where it's like you need like a certain item off a certain enemy, and it's you can clearly see it on the sprite, and then you kill it, and then you,
Yeah, but
you don't
sometimes
get
it gets damaged in battle.
Okay.
Your poor
I guess
harvesting skills, maybe.
You need a perfect boar tusk.
You need more finesse. Don't be such a
With
brute.
the God Cleaver. Slowly, like, get the tusk in your hand, and you get the big axe, and you're just like trying to saw it off.
I'm actually surprised to hear that from him because he's a huge Animal Crossing fan, is my understanding. And isn't that whole
God.
game, basically?
The whole
Yeah,
game
it's
is
not-
doing
it's usually not
chores.
That bad.
You
It
know?
is
Like,
chores, but it's usually not. I need 10 feral boar tusks.
I don't like chores in real life. I don't want to do chores on my video game.
Maybe if I had done chores on my video game, I'd be better at them now.
The chores in
No.
that video game give me
Maybe.
dopamine though, so I'll do those. That's lit. That's literally the difference. That's it.
See, I
Hell
have
yeah.
such a hard time because like fighting in games gives me dopamine, but the Dynasty Warrior games, it's like overload. Like, yeah, I like slashing and hacking up enemies in the game, but like it's too much on that one. It's like
Yeah.
overstimulation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your guy just feels like a god. You know, swinging a sword once and he's cleaving like 20 guys. He's a beast.
I
Hacking
like how in the
flashers.
Nintendo Direct that was released just today, they were like, oh, there's another Zelda Dynasty Warriors, and we also have another Dynasty Warriors for you. And I'm like,
Yeah, but it's a re-release of the
"Hmm,
an old one.
the Fire Emblem looks poopy. Sorry.
Dang, from a teaser? Woof.
Just the teaser didn't do it for me. I don't know.
Listen, we're three old guys who claim to like video games.
Oh,
but I think
yeah.
they're crabby.
Yeah. Disclaimer.
You know, like Star
Mostly
Wars
just
fans?
crabby.
Nobody hates Star Wars like Star Wars fans.
That's all I had.
All right. Are you ready to sail away and talk about Wind Waker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the part of the show, as is Cable Club tradition, where our guest is going to tell us a little bit about the game they picked and why. They're here to tell us that this game's going to win the league. So, Riri, tell us why Wind Waker and a little bit about it.
I would love to tell you. So, Wind Waker, first of all, is a very precious game from my childhood, right? It's from the GameCube era. It came out in 2003, so it does qualify as vintage. I am so sorry to tell most of you listening that it does count
What-
as old now.
What gaming actually was 20
Ouch.
years ago.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. It hurt me too. It hurt me a little bit to pick it as a retro game. I'm so sorry. But it was a smash hit at the time, but it also got some undeserved hate for its art style, which is one of the things that I think has aged beautifully, and it deserves a reconsideration, right? In that its style has given it a better longevity than if they had gone for ultra realistic graphics for at the time that would have been modern, right? Um, so the game centers around Link as it usually does, but what's special about this one is it focuses on a ruined Hyrule. In Ocarina of Time, there's a timeline split, right? There's 3 possibilities for the future. And Wind Waker is arguably one of the darkest timelines. Link is missing. There is no hero anymore. So when Ganon breaks out of his sealed place that he was sealed away in Ocarina of Time, no one's there to save Hyrule, and it is destroyed. It's wiped off the map. So you, as the new hero, have to come back and make yourself the hero that the world needs. You have to earn it in this game. And you do it by sailing a lot. Sailing, turns out, makes you a very courageous, brave hero. But it's also a lot of fun. That was one of my favorite things about this game. So it is an open world game. I love modern games that call themselves open world. It was very early on in that spirit of an open world game, right? And you can sail almost anywhere. Not quite immediately. You do have to, like we were joking around earlier, you do have to get a few places first. You do have to do some things linearly. But for the most part, the world is open to you, and it's up to you to map and to explore and to save your sister, and then ultimately save the land that you're in, even if you can't save Hyrule because it was destroyed already.
Yeah,
But it
save
was
what
a
little land there is.
Yeah.
what little land there is left that's in the vast ocean. It was a stellar adventure game for its time, and I think it has held up fantastically. It was one of my favorites. I used to play it over summer breaks because it's very summery, right? So
Yeah.
I would make a new save file every summer in high school just to play, just to sail around, just to play and enjoy that. So obviously I'm not one of the people that's bothered by that. That's the one criticism I always hear about Wind Waker. There are very minor criticisms. And I think we'll get to that. But I was one of the people that loved sailing around. So yeah, that's Wind Waker in a nutshell.
Yeah, I didn't mind sailing as a kid. Like, I thought it was fine. Like,
Hmm. I loved it. It is a little repetitive changing the wind. I understand that. I
yeah.
definitely get that. But I loved sailing around.
Not in this one.
Yeah, that's true. In the HD remake, they
I
fixed
wanted to play that one, but I couldn't.
the HD remake. It was a Wii U system seller. That's how good it was. It sold the system that nobody heard of. That everybody, that's a new console? I thought it was an add-on for the Wii, you know? So it was brilliant for its time, and it was highly ranked for its time. But it's also, I think, very relevant, and it just was re-released on the Nintendo Classics on Switch 2. So I think it's very timely to discuss. And the other reason I want to discuss it is I am also a guest on the old Switcheroo podcast with JMO, who we heard from, right, in the question of the week section. But they made me the Zelda consultant, so I have to go on for all the Zelda episodes. And
Oh, wow.
so I'm very partial to games that are on the Nintendo Classics catalog since I've played so many of them and I've listened to so many episodes of the old Switcheroo. So that was a big reason why I chose Wind Waker. If you like Ocarina, you should like Wind Waker. I'm just saying.
See, that's kind of an interesting take because Ocarina, and I don't have that much experience with Zelda. Steve and Dan are going to be your more trusted opinions here, but I feel that the land of Hyrule is traversed in a very different way that this game is, and I think that really, like, I definitely see what you're saying about the open world. I feel like the bones are there for something that eventually evolves into the games we have now, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But the part of traversing Hyrule is finding the different things you need, and it's almost Metroidvania like, where you can only get into certain areas if you have the equipment to get there. Like if you have to climb a mountain, there's usually something you need to climb that mountain, whether it's a bomb to blow up boulders or a hook shot, something like that. And that I feel is kind of missing from this game a little bit.
I'm gonna have to
Mm-mm.
disagree with you. Purely
There's a
because
lot
you
of
can
islands
get
you
there
can't.
doesn't mean you can do the thing there yet. It's the hint for you need this. You're gonna need an item eventually to do that. So it bakes in a bit of linearity in that you can go anywhere you want. You can map the whole place as soon as you're able to freely roam, right? But you can't You still have to do dungeons in a linear order.
Until the last two.
That's true. But also in Ocarina, you could do Shadow or Spirit in either order. You could do Fire or Water in either order. So that was true then too.
Yeah. I don't know. So when I think about this game and compare it to like Ocarina of Time, just as example, I kind of think of the King of Red Lions, the boat, almost like Epona. So
Mhm.
it's like
I agree.
I don't like,
It's apt.
I don't
Yeah.
separate
Unless you're
them
J-Mo and
like
you
you were
forgot to
thinking.
get a Pona.
Oh no, I do
You
that
Oh,
as
that
soon as I
makes
become an adult.
that
Yeah.
makes
could
life a
not-
lot harder.
You could just not get a Pona. It's possible, and boy, will
Yeah.
that make it longer.
Yeah. No thanks.
Skip.
Yeah, I mean, like the ocean's basically Hyrule Field. The boat is Epona, and there's a bunch of land masses on the way. Like even though when you go from point A to point B, there's a lot. There's like mini games that you can
Mhm.
do while sailing the ocean, like getting the rupees and jumping over barrels, or there could be like random outposts that'll have a treasure on it when you defeat the enemies.
Mhm.
There's a lot of like little like bunch of stuff that you can do in between, like just going from A to B, which I
Yeah.
think is pretty cool. Like that,
It was
that
necessary. Like there probably could have been more, but I think the problem that they had was that Wind Waker originally was like out of space. You know, they made a game that was too big with like no loading screen,
yeah, too
and
ambitious.
that's also why you have slow sailing in the GameCube version as opposed to the HD remaster. They wanted you to be able to sail faster, but it couldn't handle loading everything.
I will
At-
say they handled that beautifully though from a gameplay perspective because you feel like the draw distance is miles. Because
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
can see that. It
Yeah.
really started that the thing in Breath of the Wild that people love is the exploration is very, ooh, what's that over there? Go see it. Wind Waker has that. Ooh, what's that weird island over there? Let's go see what it is, you know?
Right.
But it is very far away. But you're right, it's a trick of loading. It's the outline of the island, and then when you enter its little square on the map, then the island loads, right?
Yeah, Miyamoto did not want loading screens in the Zelda game.
It's beautifully done. It's brilliant in my opinion. And I think there's so much good with this game. We do focus a little bit on the negatives. It is easy to criticize the little things, but truly they're minor. This is still a nearly 10 out of 10 game in my opinion.
I think the combat is great. Like I think for a Zelda game in general, I think the combat of Wind Waker took a step up.
It did. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's definitely a step up from Ocarina. Like right out the gate, it just feels a lot smoother.
And you fight a lot more enemies.
The shielding
Exactly.
feels better. You
It's
know,
like it's
parry.
upgraded.
parrying system.
Yeah, you feel like it feels like Ocarina, but like leveled up, right? It's a level
Mm.
smoother. It's a level more complicated. You feel like a swordsman. They really focus on the swordsman
Yeah.
ethos.
Even the
enemies
the
block
movement,
you.
the movement
you know.
just feels better too. Like it's
Oh,
like you can turn
yes.
around and stuff like more smoothly. Like it feels like you have more direction.
And the dynamic music. Oh man, you
Mhm.
feel cool when you're swinging and the music
Yeah.
does a beat with your sword. Oh, that's
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
not
to me
yeah,
even
that was
just
brilliant.
that, but like every time you're in combat, the music changes, and
Yeah.
like I know Ocarina does that, but this game, the battle music was a little bit more like tense. You know what I mean?
Mhm. For how cute the game is, there is
Mm.
so much darkness in it. And I
Yeah.
love that dichotomy. Very Majora's Mask, right? Majora's Mask is cute, but also very creepy if you read below the subtext at all. And I think Wind Waker is even further. It's even cuter looking, but it's even darker and weirder if you're reading what everybody's saying.
Then Majora's.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, because
Mm.
Majora at least is weird. It lands more in the that's odd and creepy. Wind Waker's just dark. Just you failed, everybody died. You know?
Same with Majora though. The moon's gonna crash. I
The
mean,
moon
that's
is gonna crash, but you can stop it. You can fix it. You can't undo the devastation of Hyrule, right? It's just that's the playing field,
Yeah.
right?
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking of like the entire area in
Mhm.
Majora's Mask where it's like the land of the dead. Like
And I
it's
feel like the visuals match that, right?
Yeah.
You don't have as much. There's some cuteness, right?
well, it's
But
like I
Wind
guess the
Waker
other
goes
thing.
further.
Yeah. Well, with Wind Waker, it's like the damage is already done, and it's breezy and happy all the time. In Wind Waker, or I mean, I'm sorry, in Majora's Mask, it's like looming apocalypse the whole
Yeah.
time. I
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely a different way to go about it, and Wind Waker, less dark, I would say. Like if you wanted to keep it like more PG for kids, the world is basically ended, but like
Yeah.
because of everything flooded. It's not like dark and gloomy and stuff
No, it
like
doesn't
that.
look dark and gloomy.
Right.
But
It's all in the subtext.
your characters all lived it, and
Yeah.
they just
I just
take for granted that
I
the
just
world
kind of
is
like
different.
the style they went with it. It's
Mhm.
different.
And at the time, the main criticism was, oh, Nintendo isn't making games for us, the fans, the Legend of Zelda fans who are now teenagers that were playing Link to the Past as kids. They were so upset Nintendo wasn't edgy enough. I went and looked back at some of the reviews and I was like, oh, that's right. The toony style was a concern that Nintendo was going to go kiddie Disney and they're not
Mm.
going to make dark, edgy, fun games like Majora. But I think that was just a surface level read of it. When you actually play the game, the story is quite dark. The final scene, the final boss fight, again, great swordsmanship, and then very dark way to end a game where, you know, the King of Red Lions is like, this land is done, give it up. Y'all go find somewhere else.
Yeah, but it was
That's
like
what
left
happens.
off with hope.
It
So
is hope. It is hope for the future, but it is like you have to leave the past behind and do something new.
yeah. No,
And but like as far as the artistic direction goes, and this is a non-Zelda fan speaking here, at least at the time, I always felt like it was a harken back to what the games looked like on the NES and Super Nintendo. Like I
That's
thought
a
they were
generous
going for that
interpretation of the
like
pixels.
well, yeah, but like you know, Link was always this squat little guy, you know, and he's always been a little on the rounder side design wise. And
Mhm.
there were games like Beyond Oasis on the Sega Genesis that were similar to Zelda that designed, you know, fully enlarged edgy character models, but it just struck me that Zelda never went that way. And then Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask came out and the artistic style went a little bit more realistic for the time.
For the
But
time.
then I felt like
Mm.
this was like a go back to fundamentals redesign for it.
Yeah, with the 3D
well,
twist to it. Yeah, I get
you
what you're
also
saying.
are playing as a child,
That's true.
and you don't grow up as an adult in this game. So
But
Yeah,
that's
but
true of
everybody looks
Majora's
silly.
as well.
Yeah.
So I would say that it's really a stylistic thing. And honestly, the Toon thing, we call him Toon Link now, right? Because of
Mm.
Melee. But the Toon Link style, I like your point, John, that that the original Link design was a little more childlike, a little more anime, and that's especially true. You made me remember the covers and the manuals had a very cartoonish Link. Even if the pixels weren't, you're right, he was a little more cartoony in the art, right, that you would see with
Yeah.
the game.
And the outfit was kind of similar to that too, like with the
Yeah.
long sleeve.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's a good point that it was a little bit back to fundamentals, but I still think it has such style. And name another cell shaded
Definitely.
game, right, that has stuck in the public consciousness in the way that Wind Waker did.
It
I mean,
didn't,
not
but
necessarily,
Beautiful
but
Joe
yeah,
should
Beautiful
have.
Joe.
Beautiful Joe is
Should have.
excellent call. Yes, agreed.
The other
But no,
cell
it didn't
shaded
stick in the
game,
public consciousness. Like that one got left behind, didn't it?
the other cell shaded game that I think about, but I don't like, is I'm sorry, Dark Cloud 2.
2, yeah.
Never played it.
I've never actually played the second one. I've only played the first one.
Yeah, I've only played the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
Cell shaded.
Anywho, yeah. And I think so. I actually played on a GameCube over these last couple weeks on a modern TV, mind you, but this game still looks fantastic.
Yeah, it
Like
does.
even the whatever 640p or whatever GameCube is actually able to put out, or 480, it still looks
480.
great. So I think the cell shading has proven in some of these older titles to really kind of be that future proof concept that really makes it playable today. I mean, everything looks good. Even like the depth perception, which you'd think would be a nightmare, it's really not somehow with this style. Like it just something about it just works in absolutely every single way. And you need the depth perception in this game a lot. This game, I think, way more than any Zelda title before it, focuses on platforming. Maybe not Zelda 2. I feel like Zelda 2 does a lot
We
of
don't have to
platforming.
talk about Zelda 2.
But-
There's no Warren Bossing say. There's no
I-
Zelda
I-
2.
Yeah.
I had fun playing Zelda 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you
you
were
and
playing it with a
J-Mo,
friend.
man.
So
Wow.
hard. It's a very hard
No,
game.
so Dan and I played Zelda 2 for the first time and actually like played through it and beat it in like, I don't know, it was like 2 days or whatever, 3 days maybe.
Just something like that.
But because we did it together, it was fun. I probably wouldn't have nearly as much fun if I did it on my own.
I could see you complaining about it if we had to play it for the show.
It tells you like how many game overs you've had at the end. I swear to God, I think it was like in the 80s or something like that. It was crazy.
If you
Had to
play it
hear
on
Ganon
the
laugh 80 times.
oh yeah, the death screen.
Yeah.
If you play it on Nintendo Classics, there's a rewind feature, that is the only way to play that game in my
Yeah, we played it on NES.
I mean,
Yeah,
top tier way to go. Obviously,
Masochism.
a completely
is.
correct thing to do. But if you've got a Switch and you've got the classics, abuse that rewind feature on the older games.
He really needs a
They
longer
added it for a
sword in that
reason.
game. I'm sorry. Like
He's
his
got a little
weapon's like a
dagger.
dagger. Ugh, God, no.
I am error.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How do you all feel about the difficulty of Wind Waker? I didn't
It's
die
too
once.
easy.
I didn't
Too
even.
easy.
Okay,
Yeah,
too
it's
easy.
really
Alright.
easy.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like that jives? Because I play Ocarina of Time and I don't die either.
Yeah,
even
I
though-
was gonna say, like, I don't Zelda games in general aren't really that hard.
The
My-
HD
Yeah, that's-
remaster has hero mode available from the beginning.
God,
Yeah.
just
All right,
brag,
so-
why don't you?
So what does that do again? Hero mode? I don't remember.
You take double damage and enemies don't drop hearts.
There you go.
I am not a good judge of the difficulty of a Zelda game because I have played too many Zelda randomizers, and where you
Oh,
play over and over
wow.
and
You're
over
there,
again.
huh?
So there are some bosses I can knock out in one phase, right? Like just from sheer practice, not because I'm
Yeah.
some godlike gamer, just because I've put a lot of hours into it. And so I found Wind Waker to be very, very easy, and I was wondering if it's because of my sheer amount of hours in other Zeldas, or if it's truly just it's a very easy introductory game to the series. I wish there were areas where there were more challenges. Like make it easy so that everybody can enjoy it. But I wish there was more challenging things like hero mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always felt the difficulty of Zelda comes from the puzzles. I'm going to use the word puzzle generously because
Yeah, or
some
dungeons.
some of the stuff in this game in particular, I was like, I don't know how you're supposed
It's
to know
very
that.
intuitive. It's very telegraphed, right?
Yeah.
In this
I will
one.
say that if I didn't love Ocarina of Time as much as I do on a personal level, I think Wind Waker would be my like suggestive first time Zelda game. I think that it's like the perfect difficulty for a newcomer. It's pretty easygoing. Like I think it's a really good entry for a new player.
I really complained about the sailing a lot, but I don't know if I got like Stockholm syndrome for it or something. Like so there's one part of the game where you have to get the pearl from Jabu.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the third pearl. And I was super disappointed that there was no
There was
Jabu
no-
dungeon.
Yeah.
I was like, but they just make you sail like literally across the world, 3 times to get it. And I was like, oh man. At one point, I like got up and made myself a drink. I just like put it on sail in a specific direction, got up and made myself a drink and came back. Still sailing.
like halfway there.
Like it's a little mindless at times, but I don't know. I just got used to it. Or I got the fast travel. I killed the cyclone
Cyclos?
wind god guy. Yeah, Ganon's lucky that those villagers defaced the wrong shrine.
Even with
It's be a
warp,
lot quicker.
even with warps, there is still some sections with lots of sailing.
Yeah.
But it definitely helps.
It does.
You know what ended up happening to me is there's one tile you can wind warp to, and you go inside like the fairy's fountain to get the fire and ice arrows. But the problem with that is you can't warp to that tile without doing that, and then you have to leave that tile to get out of there. So I got almost to the Forbidden Fortress, and there's characters that tell you about this stuff, and I already knew that tile was a hotspot, but I couldn't get the arrows yet. But I was like, oh, I got the cyclone guy, so let me use this now because I want to go back and do a couple side quests before I go to the Forbidden Fortress. No dice. You get there, and the fairy tells you, well, I have something for you, but I'm not going to give it to you now. You got to figure something out first. and I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just warp back out and keep sailing. And you're only one tile away from the fortress, but you can't. The whirlwind just picks you
Yeah.
up and puts you back down in the fairy fountain. And you have to like
Yeah.
warp back to the island and sail another 5 tiles back. And I was like,
no.
no.
You think they did that on purpose? Since, the fortress is like, the goal.
It did feel like they were laughing. Did
Feels
feel like
a little trolly
the
going on.
devs were laughing at me at that point. Yeah.
One of the other things that I did want to talk about that I find funny is the dungeons in this game. There's not that many for a Zelda game.
There's 5, I believe, right?
But there's no dungeon that sticks out as, oh, that was too short and easy, right? I feel like even the very first dungeon, it'll take you an hour, even if you're familiar with the game, to run through it. Whereas like the Deku Tree in Ocarina, right? That's a 20-minute dungeon. There's like 3 levels and that's it. I think they did a little more love and care on each dungeon and did fewer dungeons. But the water dungeon, the Tower of the Gods, still sucks. The one where you have to raise and change the water level, still awful.
I didn't really have a problem with that one, and the forest one. I'm not even joking. I'm pretty sure I cleared it in sub 1 hour. Like I
Yeah, but
struggled with nothing through that one.
Yeah.
It was very fast.
I'll agree it's fast, but it's still like, it takes a chunk of time. There's a lot in there to explore, especially if you want to try and find all the chests.
They're
right?
well crafted, in my opinion. The dungeons.
Yeah, they are, and they have really nice environments too.
And that reminds
I just
me a
don't
lot
like
of
having to like babysit as much as I had to. That's my one thing. It's like
When?
and make our
both-
medley, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and the statues in the Tower of the Gods.
Oh yeah, your little buddies, your little
Just like
Really?
all of that
Companions.
manipulating of other characters. I don't know. I'd be okay without it.
I mean, my only beef with it is having to play the Wind
Yeah.
Waker and look at and look at the cutscene every time.
just
At
like
least
every
with the
time.
button.
Pulls me out of the
Yeah.
action, you know?
But you'd have to take umbrage with that across, I think, pretty much every Zelda game, right? Because they all kind of do it.
I'd say Majora's Mask does have when you're swapping masks to change, it does have a shortcut, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, if you spam the button, it like
spam the
quickens the
And they could have
Transformation.
done that in Wind Waker. They could have given you we'll skip the cutscene for the
Yeah.
transition, especially because they had it in Majora. That does get annoying, especially if you're playing around, you're not 100% sure how to solve the puzzle, you're just kind of messing around with things, so you have to do it a bunch once you do figure it out. Yeah.
The other one that got me was the grapple hook. That like every time I threw that thing, I was like, I just want to get on with my life. You have to watch it go woo, whoosh, whoosh, click, and you're like, all right, enough. Just
Pans back to Link. He's an adult now.
yeah.
And you know the funny part about that
Hook shot.
cutscene?
For the
and
love of
the-
God, hook shot.
You get a hook shot.
You do eventually.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I need me that.
It's in the Wind Temple. But I was going to say that the funny part about the grappling hook is that as soon as you catch on to whatever it is you're throwing the grappling hook at, you are not in the direction in which you started.
I feel like
It
I
sets
feel,
you
I
back.
feel like
Close.
you are.
you feel like you're close, yeah.
It's never the direction you want to be,
No, you still have
Right.
to
It's-
stop and turn and then
Yeah,
it goes
that's what I
forward,
mean.
right?
Yeah.
and then swinging.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And then
there
you
was
have to
no better way
slowly
we could have
swing
done this.
back. But yeah, overall, great game. Loads of fun. I think if you're a Zelda fan, you should absolutely play it. If you're not a Zelda fan, why? My opinion. I think a lot of people would say Breath of the Wild would be, a top tier Zelda game, but you see so much of what made Breath of the Wild beautiful in Wind
Yeah.
Waker.
It-
You
it's
see
like-
those principles, right?
It's like apples to oranges. I feel like with like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
No,
Whereas,
But
But
like
if
the
you
old
like
dungeons.
Breath of the Wild and you've never gone back to play the earlier ones, play Wind
this might be
Waker.
a hot take, but I actually prefer the old Zelda formula over Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
I
Not to-
hate Zelda.
Not to say that they're bad games, but like, I would kill for like if they released like a style today, like Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time.
Did you play Echoes of Wisdom? I'm curious. When you say old,
No.
you don't mean
Like the old
2D.
formula, like
You
or
don't
just
mean
like the huge
Link's to the
open
Past.
world. Yeah, like anything with like you get your set dungeons, you gather all like the pendants or whatever you want to call them, the medallions, like
So
that kind of
you want
stuff.
Ocarina formula.
Ocarina, yeah, or like Wind Waker. You got like your
Yeah.
5 dungeons and stuff. Like a lot of that, I feel like is missing in
I
the
think
modern
Echoes of
ones.
Wisdom really
That
did
I
hit that.
Yeah, I didn't play that one. Like at least
I
not
did.
yet.
I recommend it. I'm
What
a
you're
big
saying
fan
is
too
you're
with Zelda.
you're
Top down Zelda
complaining
hits
for nothing,
different.
Dan.
Yeah, but aren't you Zelda in that game? You're not even
You are
Link.
Zelda, but trust me, it plays the same.
So
It's
Yeah,
it's
if
very
you want to
similar.
scroll through a menu to figure out what exactly it is you're bringing in, you're gonna have to scroll through like every single thing you've ever made. Because once you make something, you can't delete it. So in that menu, you're scrolling forever to find the exact thing you're looking for.
Which one?
That's like
in
in Echoes of Wisdom. That's
Uh,
like the worst part. Like you should be able to get rid of stuff you don't want. You don't need 5 different colored vases. Like, you don't
I
need blue
didn't
vase, red
find
vase,
that
green vase.
They were different heights. I didn't find that too tedious personally, but I'm a huge Zelda person. So, and top down specifically, like the Link's Awakening remake. Then, if you're not a fan of what Echoes is showing you, the Link's Awakening remake is fantastic. It's a top down vibe with some of the niceties of modern Zelda that make it a little easier to play. Because old games are hard. I say that all the time. Old game hard. I die a lot, even though I've played like the past so many times. I will still die in that game. The Link's Awakening remake will give you those a little more linear Zelda vibes, but you still get top down, and I love that personally.
I like Link's Awakening a lot.
I love Link's Awakening. It's one
I
of my
like
favorites.
jumping Link.
You do get the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Roc's feather.
that
Yep.
and in the two Oracles games,
Yeah.
you get the jumping. I think jumping is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
I don't really prefer it when Link doesn't jump or only
Or-
jumps when he walks to a ledge.
There's no jump button. Yeah. You want
Right.
jump button and not like conditional jumping.
Because
Yeah.
like
Is that what you'd call it?
sometimes I don't hit the ledge fast enough, and then I end up like he ends up whipping around and grabbing onto the ledge instead, and then I'm
Yeah.
still holding forward on the stick, so he just lets go, and I fall on a pit.
Yeah, or you're
No,
like
I
have to repeat
or you're
something.
slightly off angle and he jumps like way
You
over
can
to the
tell.
side.
You
Yeah.
can
Hey,
tell
you're
you're
like,
gonna
"No!"
miss it, and the whole time you're like, crap.
Just you wait. If you keep playing Wind Waker, when you get to the Ice Island, have fun.
I already did the Ice Island. It's no big deal.
You
I
s-
one-shotted it, bro. Like, what's your problem?
The problem is that you
Just move
slip
the
around
camera.
and slide around. Well, I know, but if you don't get enough room for a running head start, then you don't jump. You slide off the side
I don't know, Dan. Did you struggle with that? It sounds like a
on the
skill issue to me.
little icebergs.
I didn't really struggle with that.
Look,
No.
it's an ice level. You're a retro gamer, okay? You know that you have to handle it differently, all right?
You
Like you gotta
don't
line
need to lecture
yourself
me.
up, okay? You know you're gonna slip. You can't
I
bank
sent
that.
you screenshots. I 100%ed the game these 2 weeks. Don't lecture me. I'm
Ooh,
just telling
boy.
you that it is obnoxious.
It is. Yeah, he is right.
I agree. The ice is obnoxious, but I am also a very lackadaisical platformer. I'll just go for it and see if I get it. I don't mind that much starting over, you know.
Yeah.
It's better than grass all the time. Like a little bit of differences in gameplay. I also thought there were moments in this game, despite the kitty art style, that felt epic. I loved fighting the big bird and beating it. Like that bird steals your sister at the start of the game, beats you up later, and it's like that moment of personal vengeance.
Yeah.
It's so
against Roman
satisfying
bird.
slamming that hammer into its beak.
Oh, yes. I agree that the bosses, they look epic and they feel epic, but they are not that difficult to beat.
Oh
That is
no, I mean
my-
nothing about the game is
that's-
super difficult.
No.
That's the bosses especially were very much that 3 hits and you're done formulaic Zelda. Until you get to Ganon, I would argue also when you get your first Dark Nut and underwater Hyrule, the first time you really have to sword fight very intentionally kind of changes the dynamic. But for the most part, you can kind of spam A, and you'll get it eventually, right? Maybe shield a little bit. But I would
What-
say the Ganon fight feels like good sword fighting. I felt like I was a knight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I shield ever. Like I go
Yeah,
like
you-
all out offense all the
Yeah,
time.
you pretty much can.
You
I
can.
like-
yeah.
I like come in with the bow, and then as soon as I get close, I start swinging. Like I just go crazy.
Yeah.
Did you get the mirror shield? Did you get that far?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Although I haven't used it on anything else, and I got the magic barrier, but I haven't tried it because I'm always
Oh
worried
yeah,
that,
you don't have
that
to.
I have to use the leaf, so I don't want
Yeah.
to deplete my magic energy for anything.
I agree. The magic barrier is only if you feel like you need it. You
Well,
don't
it's kind of like the suit in Twilight Princess when you get hit, it
money
takes
suit?
money.
Yeah, that money suit is
yeah.
so funny. It cracks me up because it takes all but 2 of your rupees and then it drains them immediately.
It's going broke.
I do think it was so interesting that, speaking of Twilight Princess, that they did go so dark aesthetically. Right after Wind Waker, I would say the 2 most vast visual differences, right?
Yeah.
Are Wind
Was
Waker
it
and
because it
Twilight.
got a lot of flack? Maybe.
It did
the
in
art
North
style?
America, and not in
Yeah.
Japan, because they like
Twilight,
anime
yeah.
there, right? They don't care. In
like
America,
a-
it was a panned thing, right? I think for no reason,
It's
personally.
like a Burton film, the Twilight Princess. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
really went over it.
it reminds me of like Game of Thrones where like it's literally too dark. I cannot see what is happening.
I do like that style Link though. I think that was the first one we had like the chainmail under his tunic. That
Mhm.
yeah, that's a nice touch.
They do a lot of good growth, right? From Zelda to Zelda. You feel the polishing kind of happening as you're going through. Majora's is a little more polished than OOT. Wind Waker's a little more polished than Majora. Um, and so they're kind of fine tuning and tweaking that formula, and then they break it with Breath of the Wild, like you said. So
Yeah.
it's fun being a Zelda fan. Nobody hates something like somebody that loves something.
Yeah, as long as
True
they don't
that.
forget about the old formula, they both can coexist.
The middle formula, I would argue. The
Yeah,
top down was very different.
Yeah.
I'm with you there as not even a fan. I think when you say the old formula, my mind goes to the
Link
top
to the
down.
Past is that was my first
Yeah,
Right,
so
like
I guess I'm
console,
just
right?
blending them all together, like
That's fair.
the top down and the 3D ones. Like I don't know, I feel like those ones are a lot more similar than the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
So I would also agree with you there. So my introduction to Zelda was really only like 3 years ago. I played A Link to the Past, and actually this year is the first year I've ever beaten a Zelda game. I beat Oracle of Ages earlier in this year. And so I have much more experience with the top-down ones, and I played a bunch of Link's Awakening remake on the Switch. Um, I do feel like the 3D games are actually remarkably a lot like the top-down ones. For instance, the character not being able to jump unless he comes up on a ledge, I think it was deliberate so that it felt like you're playing a top-down Zelda still, even though it's 3D. Like, so I
Yeah.
don't really think the formula is all that much different. Um,
No,
No,
they did a really good job changing what Zelda was into what Zelda became in like Ocarina. Like that jump, they did such a good job initially that it
Yeah.
carried over into all the other 3D Zelda games.
and Wind Waker, you do a lot more jumping, and it feels a little bit almost like rock feather jumping Link, like just enough because they make you jump a lot, and the camera's actually remarkably friendly for an old game.
Yeah.
yeah.
They
Something,
really dramatically improved the camera controls. That made a huge difference. And the
yeah,
GameCube controller gave you the ability to, right?
Yep.
That's literally why is you had the yellow C stick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
like
can
the
move things.
freeform camera. I was a big
Mhm.
trying to
fan of it.
remember how they did it in the N64 because I've only played Ocarina of Time
The
really
Z
on
button.
the.
Use Z target just to face the camera faces where your character is. That's all you can do. Otherwise, it's a smart camera. It tries to figure out where you
Yeah.
want to go. But Wind Waker, you have fully, two analog stick cameras.
It
I
took
don't
me a
know
little
why.
while to get used to the Z camera in Wind Waker. Well, it's the L camera or whatever,
Mhm,
because you c- in Ocarina of Time you just tap the Z button and it quick moves your camera. In Wind Waker, you have to hold it. If
mhm.
the camera like moves, like it pans at a certain speed, and it doesn't immediately go unless you smash the button all the way down.
Oh wow.
The biggest part
Interesting.
is zoom. That's like the biggest thing for me
I
is
feel
being
like I
able to zoom all the
accidentally
way
zoom.
out,
Yeah.
like zooming all the way
Mhm.
out. I do intentionally all the time, and because you can
Yeah.
just see more stuff going on.
I noticed I did that a lot when sailing, just so I could see like my surroundings and see various islands and whatnot.
Well, I got nothing else to do other than play my
Yeah.
my I Spy with my little eye.
Yeah. Well, you can
Okay.
jump if you want.
So, are there more challenges on the water? Because like it happened to me super early on, like right after Dragon Roost, I got sucked into that big octo vortex,
Mhm.
and I had no way of damaging him, and I had to just sit there and wait
You need a
until.
bow and arrow or a
Yeah, I
boomerang.
had nothing. I'm
Yeah.
like, and like I thought I was glitched because you go around so much, and like I ended up restarting my GameCube the first time it happened, and then I got trapped a second time because I didn't know exactly how to locate it, and I was like, I have to look this up. Like, is this like what is this? Because you go around so many times. I thought I was like supposed to do something, and he
I
wasn't hurting
mean,
me or anything, and I was
later,
like,
yeah. But no,
yeah,
you just get sucked in and then
Mm.
you shot somewhere
yeah,
else, right? But it gives you all that time because you're meant to be shooting at it. It's giving you time to damage him, right?
yeah, to like hit all the eyes. But are there other things like that on the map, or that just happen randomly, or
There are sharks that will attack you. There's the barrels that have rupees. There's little glowy treasure spots. There are treasure charts where you kind of go into an unmarked area to get treasure that you just have to like hope you're in the right spot for. There's also the ghost ship, which is fun. It's only specific areas, but I have hit it inadvertently just sailing at night. Seeing the ghost ship.
What's the ghost ship? I didn't even see that.
Ooh.
It's like a little
Um,
mini
it
dungeon.
it happens only at night, and the moon has to be the right phase. So yeah, the ghost ship is a fun dungeon you can only access at a certain time in a certain place. Um, and you'll just see it sailing. It looks exactly like a ghost ship, like SpongeBob ghost ship, right?
The Flying
the Flying
Dutchman.
Dutchman. Yeah, I always thought of that when I saw it.
We're good. We're good.
So there are quite a few things that you'll see on the ocean, but for the most part, it is seeing the interesting looking forts or platforms where the enemies are, right? And seeing if you can tackle that, see if you get good loot out of it.
There's also the submarine barrels that have like fighting
Oh yeah,
challenges.
and
Kind of a
upgrades,
randomized
various
dungeon.
upgrades. Yeah, I remember getting a bottle in one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then the eyed islands, they look like dice on the maps. If you go in and you destroy all the cannons inside, you get a sea chart.
I never figured that out. How do you destroy the cannons?
With your
Bombs.
own
With the
cannon.
bombs, yeah.
When you have a bomb bag on the ship, you pull out your bombs on the ship, it's a cannon.
Okay, because I pulled into one of those and they were just holes, but nothing in them.
Oh.
Like I wasn't
Never.
being shot at, and I was like, I thought there were cannons here. Like, what is happening? But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
GameCube
Weird.
bug, I'm gonna say that was a bug on the OG software.
oh,
Since I'm
there's
playing
also
on the port.
you can gain control of the seagulls with the pair bait,
That's true. The Hoy pairs.
and there's a couple things that you can do. There's a heart piece down on the Earth Shrine or Earth Temple. There's switches you can hit for a Triforce chart, and the Nintendo Gallery pictograph area gets unlocked with a seagull.
You get little figurine statues. The precursor to amiibos, right? It feels like to me.
Kinda, yeah.
I came across that information while just mucking about online, basically, that the pairs were for the seagulls, but I didn't know what exactly they were for.
You put them on your head and you control them, a la the Dominion Rod in the Tower of the Gods, right? It's very similar. You get to control the seagull.
Yeah, there's a weird mind control element in this game too, that you can like control companions too.
It's a little
And,
weird.
And the win.
And like
Speaking
I
of
think
companions, though, right?
yeah.
Zelda companions are always a topic. So I'm curious, from the longtime Zelda fan and the new Zelda fan, who your favorite companions are. So Navi in Ocarina of Time is obviously one of them. You have a companion. You have Tattle in Majora. And in this one, you could argue it's King of Red Lions. It's also a little bit Tetra. Because she's the one that gives you the rock to talk to you. She's kind of your companion that helps you and gives you hints, right? Do you guys have a favorite?
I'm gonna go first. I like Midna because she's so sassy.
Great.
Yeah. Midna's
I was gonna
Midna's
say
way
that
up
one
there.
too. Midna's top tier.
Those are all top tier answers.
Tattle's also pretty sassy for a fairy.
I like Tattle better than Navi 100%.
Yeah.
Which one's Tattle?
Majora's
Majora.
Mask.
Oh, I didn't play that one.
It's a very similar mechanic of it's your fairy, just a different color, right? But the Zelda companion is very typical, right? The little voice that gives you hints.
Right. If you ever get stuck or
If
whatnot.
you ever get
yeah.
stuck.
I think the King of Red Lions is remarkably useless in that regard.
I
Just
think
like,
I have to agree.
hurry, and he's like, look for something to help turn the tide of battle against your opponent. Yeah, thanks.
Well,
I
he
would
can tell you where
say-
to go too. It's like
That's
if you
exactly what I'm doing. Thanks.
if you took like a decent break and you forget where to go, he'll
Yeah.
remind you.
But so doesn't Navi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying he does it too.
Do you
And
want to talk to
Saria.
Saria? No, I don't want to talk to Saria.
No, it's the wrong song.
Dang it.
Butt dial.
Yeah, it was a butt dial. That's really good. I think Fee is probably the worst companion.
New
I love
Ocarina
it.
of
Oh,
Buddha.
yeah.
Fee,
She's
Fi,
awful.
however you want to say it.
She constantly wants to interrupt your game.
That's
love
that's
her
Skyward
design.
Sword.
Yeah, she's in Skyward Sword, and she's part of the Master Sword. I love her design. I love the concept of her, but the execution, oof. they went backwards on that. They went towards Navi, and they needed to move away from Navi. That was a mistake.
How
Yeah,
about Sahasrara?
Oh gosh, what a name!
Which one's that one?
Link to the Past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more of the old man guide. He fits a little more
Why
of
don't I
the
remember that one?
king.
Interesting.
His
He's
name
the
is
old man.
He's right before the first real dungeon. You come across him, but I can't say his name, so I say
Oh, you know what? I like the old guy you call in Link's,
Oh, and Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
I also can't say that name. The old man in the tree.
And he's like weird. He won't talk to you if you're there in
He's
person.
shy.
He's just old and weird, but you
He
call
has
him.
social anxiety.
Yeah.
He only talks on the phone.
You get the Deco tree in the Oracle games too, right? That's like you're kind of like your companion.
Yeah. And one of them is weird and very forward, and the other one is sleepy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, it is the Zelda DNA is here through and through, and they managed to shake it up, I think, in a really big way for this game, and I think it's worth exploring, especially on the GameCube catalog. Still, like, I think of games that are really worth playing.
Oh, absolutely. On a GameCube, yeah.
So I just wanted to ask, did you guys have a favorite item in this game, or power up, or something that makes your character do something different?
I love Big Hammer. Big Hammer is so much fun. It's so cartoonishly large too. I just feel like I like an item that is also useful in combat. Like the boomerang versus like the grappling hook. It's only for puzzles, right? I like when the extra item is useful in combat, but the boomerang tends to only stun, tends to not be able to kill. I think it can in this one if you hit him twice. And the ability to auto target the boomerang is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right.
When I first got the boomerang, I absolutely loved it. I loved that,
I did
like,
too.
sweeping like 5 target, but they don't put you in many circumstances where it's very useful later on, though, which I thought was a little
giant squid.
The giant squid is the best one.
He never wanted to mess with me when I had a way to fight back. So.
Yeah, because it's like you can target 5 eyes on the squid, throw the boomerang, and it comes back to you.
A little bit more difficult with the bow and arrow on that one. It's easier with the boomerang.
We actually ran a poll this week to see what people's favorite Zelda boomerang is, and I'm curious about everybody's answer. But the poll said the Gale boomerang.
I would agree.
From Twilight Princess.
Good
and
for
I'm not
puzzles
as familiar
and
with that one.
combat.
Yeah, it does. It can target multiple things, just like the Sea Breeze boomerang, but also has the ability to have the wind.
Yeah,
we can grab
that extra, like, you don't have to hit it perfectly.
Yeah,
kind of
couldn't you like
tornado
move
effect,
items
right?
with it too? I vaguely remember that.
You can
Yeah.
get rupees back with it, right?
Yeah,
And
That's
in
fantastic.
Brawl, you can pull people into you.
it's basically just an upgraded version of the one in Wind Waker.
Yeah, it is an
quick
upgrade. I agree.
Yeah.
If you're comparing straight up boomerangs, I agree. Gale boomerang from Twilight, it's very good.
Tech just gets better and better.
Yeah.
But yeah, the boomerang was my favorite item. Dan, you got a favorite item or power up or something?
It's probably the iron boots because I like moving slow. No, I'm just kidding.
And this game's for you.
No,
This is 10 out of 10 for you.
I'm just kidding. It's probably the boomerang. It's really good. Like I found myself using it a lot. Just running into the enemy, I just do a quick throw at it, stun them, and then I could just sit there and just hack away. It's just really good in this game. Definitely a huge step up from Ocarina.
Oh man, absolutely.
I'm the last one, huh? My favorite item was the quick sale.
In HD.
Cheater.
The HD version of the item. Absolute. You know what? Fair.
Yeah.
Very valid.
It definitely would have been mine too. I mean,
Gotcha.
You just have to play that wind song every time, and you got to watch his head whip around to the direction the wind is going every time. You're like, I don't know why you're still surprised, Link. It doesn't make any sense to me.
You've been waking the wind for 20 hours.
At least it's somewhat generous, with like the way the wind is turned. Like if the wind is going north, you can still kind of, for the most part, I think, go east or west. It's just really hard to go immediately south. So it wasn't as bad as it sounds.
Man,
If I
just
couldn't pick
thought
the
in
quick
that
sale,
cutscene where it shows him like blowing the wind, what if he lost his hat?
That'd be cool.
I
Imagine
don't.
that.
That's where he keeps all his items.
I
He's
was
like,
gonna
no, my
say.
hat.
I think that's as critical as the Triforce piece. Honestly, at this point, gotta have the hat.
If I couldn't pick the quick sale, it's probably the bombs. I just like having a cannon on my ship.
Mm.
It's pretty
Specifically,
cool.
the cannon version of the bombs, though.
Yeah, yeah.
When I was playing through this game again, I was taken back of like the quantity of like what you get. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, 30 bombs. I'm like, that's a lot to start off with. But then I remembered, oh, it's probably for like the ship battles and stuff, or when you're on your boat.
They
That's why they
upgrade
give
to
you
99.
yeah, they give
I
you
was
so
gonna
many because
say,
of that.
99, I can just plug away.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one criticism I see about this game a lot, and the overarching theme, I think, is the padding that exists. And I think it's kind of the era. The early 2000s games, they didn't really know how to like lengthen them. They had all this memory and all this like large environments that they could possibly make, but it seemed like game developers at the time were just like, oh, how do we fill this with meaningful content? And I think Wind Waker kind of falls into this problem where, and I think of other games too, like Metroid Prime, where you get all the way through the planet and then they're like, oh yeah, now go back to everywhere you've ever been to go get these 13 items. And you're
Yeah,
like, oh, that's the end. And this game does a similar head fake where they're like, oh, now go around and go
The
find the 8
Triforce.
Triforce pieces.
The Triforce hunt is probably the worst part of the game. I have to agree. And in the Japanese version, it's even worse. I don't know
Is
if
it
you guys
really?
What?
knew. Bit of trivia for you. So the Japanese version released many months before the North American version. And the Japanese version, the Triforce hunt, is somehow even more tedious, even more charts and locations that you have to get, and more sailing back and forth.
Yikes.
So they knew it was a problem. And I have to agree with you, Don. I think developers used to make games longer by making them harder. That was the arcade kind of mentality and that transition from arcade to a home console. So that's why I always, joke, old game hard, right? They were purposefully hard.
You
And
used to
moving
have to be
away
good
from
at them to actually beat them.
or
It
you
was not
have
a
to pay
given.
a lot.
Yeah. But
Those are your options, right?
even home console games were padded in that way, right?
Yes, and like because the game devs were in that mentality, right? Of replayability is you die constantly and you have to do it over and over and over again to
Get
eventually
mad
win.
and get
Yeah.
back in there.
Frustration as a mechanic has come back
Mhm.
recently, but
Dark Souls.
I would say they were trying to figure out how do we lengthen a game, and they added repetitiveness. Whereas the combat is very easy, the game itself, the gameplay is very easy. So yeah, I think it was kind of just a design trend, and it was of its era. And the fact that they reduced the Triforce hunt says a lot, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know
And-
that the Japanese one had more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but it's criminal to put joy pendants in treasure chest in dungeon.
Oh.
Like, you know what? You know what brings me joy? Not finding a joy pendant.
And you
in a
can't skip
treasure
that
chest.
text. It's always slow text. You can't ever make it fast.
Yeah.
I hate it every time.
You're like, I already turned in this quest.
There are 100 more.
I think you only need 50.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? She'll take even more? I needed 20 for her to
it's
do
20
it.
twice, so it's 40,
Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad about it now.
I think. Something like that.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about with this game, really. I mean, it is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
vote for it, everybody.
yeah. Did you all manage to beat it this week? Because I did not.
No, I did
Not this week. I have many times in the past, so I
I
gave
beat it
myself
once
a
before.
refresher.
I did everything except for all of the Nintendo Gallery figures
Oof,
in these.
that's a lot.
And I only had a week and a half because I thought we were doing Ocarina, so I played that
Yeah.
the first weekend available.
No,
Oh yeah,
my
we had
buddy-
a serious mess up there. Yeah.
My buddy Derek took Ocarina out from under me, but
Oh no.
we love the underrated podcast, so that's acceptable. That's
Yeah, it is.
We'll let him have it.
It is a good show, and he'll be on here in a few weeks actually to talk about that.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you the thing that I ask every guest. I don't know if you've looked at the league standings or not, but I'll explain real quickly. So our retro game league, what we do is we take the games that our guests bring on and we sort them into cups. And that's kind of our 3 take on it. And we do that because we want to have space for the masterclass games, like arguably Wind Waker, that are, the games that everybody remembers as being great. but also, have space for the more like hipstery picks to run in their own leagues. And at the end of 25 games, and this is game number 21,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have our audience vote American Idol style on each cup, and each cup is going to have a winner, and that winner will get some neato prizes, some small stuff that we've put in there. So the cups are kind of Pokemon Stadium style, if you're familiar, but it starts with Apricorn, and it goes to Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, and Master Ball being the top. So, in your opinion, where do you think? How do you feel Wind Waker is going to do in the league?
How do I feel it's gonna do is poorly. Because the second this was announced in the Discord, all anybody did was say how much they don't like Wind Waker, and that's what a terrible pick. And I was like,
Oh,
well,
Hux was
okay, I'm not winning. That's
Yeah.
fine. I guess I'm gonna talk about it anyway, though.
well, so not necessarily, okay? So it's a survey, and you can
That
hand
was
it
my
out to
impression. I was like, oh well.
whoever.
Yeah.
As far as like the division it belongs in, it won several games of the year when it released. So I feel like that,
Master Ball.
puts it in the master category by default. I don't feel like you can win game of the year, at least 5 times?
I just think
From
it
5
was
different
because
organizations.
it was on the GameCube, and I think the GameCube's library is actually kind of bad.
Well, I
No.
mean, it was 2002 in Japan, 2003 in America, and that was early on in the GameCube cycle, so it's fair to say that there wasn't a lot at the time. It's still an incredible game, and I think regardless of the library of the GameCube, it holds up as a fantastic game,
It
Yeah.
does.
in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So that's why I would put it in the master class, and I would hope people vote for it, but I think your audience may be over it, and that's fine.
And we're perfectly fine with people handing the survey out to whoever. So
Oh,
some
okay.
of the watchers of the
I do have
show, not
some Zelda aficionados in my stream and in my friends' streams, so we'll see.
And don't worry, for all the audience members out there thinking that this survey is straight nepotism, don't worry. There's an anti-nepotism tool in there, trick
Ooh.
to kind of help out with it. And I'm not going to talk about it now because I don't want people to figure out how to cheat it over the next couple months.
Fascinating.
But yeah, they will be. It's not so cut and dry. Like, oh, of course I'm going to vote for my game, and everyone I know is going to vote for my game. There's more to it than that, and it might end up throwing a wrench into gears.
Is this like a ranked choice thing that you have?
Maybe
I was
not.
just curious. Okay. I like the idea of ranked choice voting for something like this where, I love 5 games. 5 games really stand out to me, and I can give them all a vote at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something kind of like that. So
Cool.
yeah, I am excited. So before you go, Riri, do you want to tell our audience where they can find you?
Absolutely. So my name is RiRiYells. I am a Twitch streamer. I am the Zelda consultant for the Old Switcheroo podcast, so you can catch me there anywhere you listen to podcasts. I've also been a guest on Derek McDuff's Underrated podcast. I just did an episode on the Box Trolls that just released. We talked about Leica Studios animation. So if you like strange animation, or at least unconventional animation, you'll probably enjoy that. And I'm also a cosplayer. I was just at Dragon Con. I had a ton of fun there. So you can catch me on Twitch at RiRiYells. It's RiRiYells.
Why do you yell? It makes it sound like you play angry games.
It's never angry yelling. I'm just
Oh,
naturally a very loud person, and often like to play indie horror games. And
Oh, boy.
my audience likes to scare me.
Ah,
You can give me money to scare me, and I will yell about it. One of my most popular sound alerts is myself yelling.
that's
And it
good. I like that.
triggers yet further yelling. No,
You
not
should
often
put that as
angry.
your text message noise on your phone too.
No, if I get used to it, it won't work anymore, right? It makes
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
jump because it's so startling and sudden. If I hear it all the time, it won't work anymore. I learned that with some of the sound alerts that people really liked overdoing. The effect gets diminished, so your money doesn't go as far if you spam. I'm just saying. Anyway, but no,
Fair
it's
enough.
usually positive yelling. We are a fairly happy bunch. We will rail and whine and complain about the things we hate in games, but mostly we're just laughing and having a good time. So that's why I yell.
Fair enough. It sounds like a good time. I'll have to stop in sometime.
Please do.
Check that out. All right. Well, we're gonna bid our guest adieu, and we're gonna get into the host rating. So we'll see you, Riri. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for proposing this game. I think we all had a good time with it.
We
Bye,
did.
guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure
That
to
was a lot
have
of
you.
fun.
So this is the part of the show where we like to get our plugs in. Our guests just did their plugs. Let's do ours. So if you're listening to us on a listening platform, you should be able to see our entire backlog there. Go check out all the games that we've played. Listen to some other episodes. Stick around. If you're so inclined, hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're on. Get us directly into that feed. You could also
Ring the
head over,
bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
ring the bell. You can also head over to YouTube and see our beautiful faces and put faces with the names and see Dan's beautiful editing. Does a great job with the visual aspects of our podcast. It's not just like a thrumming microphone on a screen. We're actually there. You could also, if you're so inclined, to join our Discord, because Discord are our favorite fans. And they talk the retro games with us. They get their comments on the show. We give them shout outs, stuff like that. So join. It's free.
Yeah,
We
it's
don't even
always
hit you
popping
up.
off.
We don't even hit you up for Patreon money.
No,
Nothing. So
we should, but we don't.
yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So we will get into our host review of the Wind Waker now. So I feel like we tend to talk about the negative aspects of the game because we don't really want to ruin our guests' hype. And you know what? She did say a lot of the things are minor. So I, maybe I kind of agree because I did have fun playing this game. And do we feel like this is a death of a thousand cuts situation?
What do you mean by that exactly?
So sometimes games have minor problems, but they have so many of them that it makes it not fun. Right? Like the core is fun, but then there's like
Yeah.
so many other little things that are like, why,
I don't think so. Like I enjoyed playing it this week, and as a kid when I first played through it, like I had a lot of fun playing. Like I think it's just a slightly new take on Zelda. Like instead of on Hyrule Field, you're on the ocean. You know, you almost feel like a pirate and looting treasure and stuff like that. Like I don't know. I think it's I don't think it's the best Zelda game, but I think it's better than average.
I found myself excited to get back home and play it every day after work. So, despite whatever small flaws that I find with the game, I was still excited to play it again and get everything and collect it all and do the whole Zelda thing. Like, my biggest gripe with the game isn't even the sailing. I don't like when Zelda games try and do the platforming thing
Yeah.
because it just controls not great for that kind of gameplay. And that's like my biggest gripe with this game specifically is timing your jumps and using the Deku Leaf and avoiding the whirlwinds and then they have parts where you're trying to glide over areas and the enemies, like if you didn't take them out, they knock you out of it and you got to start over. And
Yeah.
that's my biggest gripe with this game is them trying to like make it a like half-baked
Yeah.
semi-platformer maybe like 10% of the time.
Yeah, or like the swaying ropes that you have to jump on. Like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. But other than that, like, sailing the sea is what it is. But I get so mesmerized by the little interactions during the sailing the sea that it passes by quick enough for me. And the music when sailing the sea is one of the best Zelda songs of all time.
Yeah, it's good. I like
It
it.
is. It is good. Yeah. I still hum it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of enjoyed where it's just like you had the option of going to like A to B if you really wanted to, but there's even though there's a lot of things that are spread out, there's so much stuff that like that when you're like sailing that you run into, like there'll be like an outpost. They'll be like, oh, what's that? Like, let's climb up there. Let's see what's up there. Or like like we said before, like you got like the random upgrades in those like submarines that you can go into, and or the mini games with like the rupees. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can make this game like the adventure like a lot more fun if you just like kind of like do your own thing while going to your destination. Like I feel like this game is not like if you're pressed for time and you're trying to beat it like fast, like it's not one of those games. Like you really got to like enjoy the journey.
Yeah, it's tough because I have 18 hours clocked, and granted, it's not a game that I'm familiar with. I recognize that, and it's a long form game. I think my most major complaint, and actually, Steve, I wanted to call you in for this one because, like, what are some of the quality of life upgrades on the HD one?
Okay, so you have the fast sail or quick sail or whatever it's called, which not only does it increase your sail speed, it also changes the direction of the wind without pulling out the Wind Waker.
Oh my god.
Um,
It's so big.
Yeah,
Like,
that's huge.
I can't even overstate like how much I did not want to direct the wind most of the time.
yeah, another one of the quality of life upgrades is they give you a better, like a whole Triforce chart, which shows you exactly where you pick up Triforce charts and where stray Triforce pieces are, which
Oh,
island squares.
that actually exists in the GameCube version because I actually have it. I forget where I got it, but I have it.
Um, yeah, but I
Like
think
Tingle,
you get it
I
through.
think Tingle mails it to you actually, and you
I
pay for
couldn't
it.
remember.
Yeah.
Um, I it's been so long since I played the original, but they made the Triforce quest a little bit easier in the HD remaster version, but I can't remember all the ways that they do that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there's a whole bunch of charts. There's like a there's a heart piece chart, which tells you how many heart pieces are in each square.
Oh wow.
There,
Oh my
there
god.
is, yeah, there's also a or there's two different charts that tell you where heart pieces are, island ones and sea ones. Um, but then also they have hero mode available right from the beginning if you want a more difficult version of the game.
Yeah, that's
Um,
nice.
it is a big upgrade from the GameCube version. It is definitely the definitive way to play if you have a Wii U.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it gets to. And I think you also mentioned at some point during this week that you can have like a separate item loadout for the boat.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
the you walk around with the left joystick on the Wii U gamepad, but the directional um buttons, the D-pad, like the top one is Wind Waker, the left one is bombs, and the right one is your grappling hook when you're on the ship. So you don't have to equip the items. Like you don't have to have bombs equipped, grappling hook equipped, and Wind Waker equipped or whatever.
Right. Yeah, because that was specifically one of the issues that I said they really needed to like put this on like a quick buttons. And then you said in the HD remaster that they did that, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah,
Like,
just having to equip the sail is like why? Like why isn't the sail just on the boat? Like how come it's not
yeah.
just a button that I can just go
Oh,
forward and back?
yeah.
Like it's just so they
Yeah.
lean so heavily into that mechanic that I'm just
I
like,
didn't
oh.
I didn't even remember you had to equip the sail in the
Yeah,
original.
yeah, you
In this
do.
one, it's just the A button.
But like
Oh
you have
god.
the sail, you have the bombs, you have the claw, you have the bait, you have the to a much lesser extent the boomerang, and the arrows, right? And like all that stuff is useful on the boat. But like you kind of want it all. Like I never wanted to unequip the bait. Like when I was on the boat, like every time I saw a fish, that was like my dopamine hit was to go feed the fish
Yeah.
and like get the map like
Yeah,
mapped out.
there was quite a bit of menuing on the sea, surprisingly.
Yeah,
Just
and
too many items to use, for different things.
but the game also didn't feel like it has a lot of items, at least compared to Ocarina of Time. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel like it has less usable
It
items.
definitely has less. And
Well, you say that, but you also have to remember that when you're an adult Link, you can't use the boomerang, you can't use
the
the
Deku sticks.
slingshot, you can't use the Deku sticks, and then as a kid, you can't use the Megaton hammer, you can't use the hook shot. Like,
Okay, that's fair. I could see that. Yeah, it's probably about equal then.
yeah, it's comparable.
Yeah. Okay. Um, but like, and then you mentioned hunting down the heart pieces. Like Zelda games sometimes give me FOMO, and I think it's a reason that I've kind of like not been like completely deep in the series. This game reinforced that. Like, man, the amount of times I went out of my way for a chart or it looked like a big secret, like something that was really important, something I had to remember and come back later. Like I'm thinking of the Dragon Roost Island. Like you see the bombs up on the side of the cliff, you can't reach
Yeah.
them. You figure, okay, it's got to be later, right? And then somebody mentions that you can sail around the back of the island, which is kind of a not easy thing to do once you get the Daco leaf. And then there's like a rock you can blow up that you can go under into like an almost mini dungeon like thing. Um, and all of that is for rupees. Like there's so many times where you just get a treasure chest and it's just rupees, which is the in-game currency for people who don't know. But Zelda's not like a regular RPG. Some people call it an RPG. I don't really feel like it is.
It's
Um,
an RPG only in the sense that you get things to unlock new areas. So like your character gets upgraded.
Yeah, it has elements, but
I
yeah, I
mean,
wouldn't
lots
totally
of
call it
Yeah.
games
that.
are that way though. Like Ratchet and Clank is that way, and I wouldn't call Ratchet and Clank an RPG either. But anyway, I digress. Zelda's money, I would say almost in every installment of Zelda is almost optional. Like, unless you're completely broke, money in Zelda is like basically optional.
Yeah,
Like,
it does.
I
It does
don't buy
feel like that.
bombs
Yeah, it does feel like it because it's
ever.
like anytime you need like a certain item, it's usually like, oh, like let me cut this grass, and it usually pops up right there. Like usually items are plentiful. Yeah,
Like,
I
but
totally get what you're saying.
I did have to buy the baits, so
Yeah.
at least I did use it for something. But man, you get like 5,000. You get like a wallet that's like 5,000 rupees, and you're like, yeah, I'm never gonna need 5,000 rupees.
Well, if you want to do everything that you do, because like Tingle costs money to do the charts, and then um, there's a auction house game, and then there was one big one. It's like 700 rupees every time, and I'm trying to remember what it was for, but
Might be the tingle thing.
no, he was like 400. I can't remember, but there's something you have to like buy a couple times that's like 700 rupees each time.
No,
But like
well.
I'm sitting here with a 200 capacity wallet, and I'm digging up rupee chests with like 200 rupees in it. And it's like you should be thrilled, and I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah, just throw it in the ocean. I can't carry it.
Yeah, I'll come back later.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an issue with that too, like, because I've had the 200 capacity bag for quite a while. I wanna say I completely filled that thing, like, at least 5 times over. Like
5 times is generous.
yeah.
I was sitting at max 200 rupees for a very long time,
Yeah, yeah.
and it takes you a while to be able to get to that ferry. Like I think you're almost halfway through the game before you can get to your first ferry.
Yeah.
Great ferry. I mean,
I wish, like, in Zelda games that they would give you, like, meaningful upgrades with, like, the rupees. Imagine, like, if you could buy, like, a different color suit that, like, gave you, like, slightly more defense or something. That would've been cool, like, for, like, 2,000 rupees or something.
Yeah, in Ocarina of Time, the biggest money sink was like magic beans,
Mm.
and in this, it's like that $700 thing. There are items in a special beetle ship that are like, I don't know, 8 or 900 rupees a piece.
yeah,
There's
there's
a
a
heart piece and
yeah heart piece and stuff.
Yeah. That's the stuff I like to spend on, like, meaningful upgrades.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the joy pendants and all that crap you just find all over the place. But
Mhm.
yeah, so but I think other than that, I think my complaints are mostly minor, maybe in hindsight. But the Wii U thing and in the HD, man, like that really makes it hard for me to recommend this game to people in 2025 because who has a Wii U and owns this game other than Steve? But like it's just really it's that HD remaster, I think more than any one I can think of, really acknowledges and fixes the game's flaws.
Oh, yeah, for
And I think
sure.
it brings it to the forefront. Like
Yeah.
we were
It's
kind of joking about the Swift sale, but every time Steve would mention it in the Discord, I was like a little bit butthurt about it.
yeah, I mean, with the HD remaster, I think it could be potentially in discussion of, like, one of the best Zelda games, like, straight up, like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't be mad if someone said, "Yeah, this is my favorite Zelda game," if you're counting the HD remaster, 'cause
I will say, not to cut you off,
No, go
but
ahead.
when I first played Wind Waker, as a 7th, 8th grader, it was my favorite Zelda game at the time.
Mm.
It just has a special charm. You know, I had played Ocarina of Time, I had played some Majora's Mask, I played Link's Awakening, I played A Link to the Past, I played the original Zelda, and Wind Waker was the new thing, and it it's it stuck with me. I would say that, like, my top 3 Zelda games for a long time were actually in this order: Wind Waker, Ocarina, Link's Awakening. You know, I understand the flaws of the GameCube version, and having the Wii U version is like, it's just it has cemented it back into, I remember why I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we can really say about it. I mean, I think surprisingly, we got through most of this game. I think I expected to spend more time on it, but Dan, I don't know if you have any positives or negatives that we kind of left on the table.
I honestly believe the game is a 9 out of 10 if you play the HD. Like, yeah, there's some problems with the GameCube version, but in my opinion, they're very minor. Like, yeah, the sailing could be better, and like the constant switching items on the boat. But like once you get used to it, like it's not like that bad. I think the worst thing is probably changing the wind constantly. Other than that, like everything else is minor. Kind of like what
Why
Riri said.
why is playing the ocarina so much better than playing the Wind Waker?
I'll tell you why. I will explain it. The Ocarina, you can hit the buttons as fast as you want. In Wind Waker, you have to hold the
Oh yeah,
stick.
tempo. Yeah, yep.
Oh my god, when I would miss one, I'd be like, "Mm."
Yeah, you gotta flick your finger up with the other hand where it was like that to change the buttons or whatever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the I think it's time. I'm not very
You reset your tempo.
musically
Yeah.
inclined.
That's what I would do. I'd be like,
Oh, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
I had to wait until it just.
Yeah, especially when you get the 6-note songs for the 2 sages.
Oh yeah,
You mess one up, you just like change your tempo and then change back. It'll erase all of your previous entries on the tempo.
mm-hmm.
very interesting. All right, well, yeah, I think those are pretty much our final thoughts on it. You guys ready to rate this thing?
Let's do it.
Play that jingle. Alrighty, so this is the Retro Game League, and we've already explained the rules once. We're going to sort this game into one of our patented cups, and at the end of our season here, when we've played 25 games and filled in the Master Ball Cup, we're going to vote on the games to see which ones are worthy of our excellent prizes. Steve or Dan, you want to tell them what they're playing for?
Yes, you're playing for cartridges through Ultra Ball through Apricorn. You got like nice N64, SNES. I think you got an NES one.
And a Game Boy.
And a Game Boy, yeah. And then Master Ball, you get this nice like WWE belt. It looks sweet.
They're all these awesome little gold cartridges.
I want that belt.
May or may not have secrets inside. All right, so how this works is we want to have 5 games per cup, and right now we're at 20 games plus Wind Waker. So this Wind Waker game can enter anywhere that we see fit between the 3 of us, but if it enters into a cup that already has 5 games, that's where the interesting part starts. I think we have to bump a game up in order to do that. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to rate this one?
This is tough. Like I was going in thinking that this was Great Ball tier, but I'm, now that I have a refresher that I'm looking at the Great Ball tier, I don't know, man. Out of that list, I think I would still possibly prefer to play Wind Waker on all those games. Like I think the only 2 that I would consider would be Diablo 2 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. But
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is such a juggernaut.
Yeah, but like
I love it.
But like Wind Waker, man, I would. It's like up there with those games. It's tough.
So Dan feels like it belongs at least in Ultra Ball, is what it sounds like.
It could potentially, like, I don't know. I don't know if Steve wants to go. If I want to like think on it a little bit more.
So, like, for me personally, I think that Wind Waker is stronger than Silent Hill 2. However, I don't know if it's stronger than, like, it's hard. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, man. It's so hard. That's the hard part. I'm stuck on because.
Well, I don't know that you played as much Silent Hill 2 as Dan and I And I don't know how much you looked at. Oh wait, you
The
were on the
gameplay
episode,
loop.
Yeah.
right? Dan was out.
No, I wasn't on the episode, but the gameplay loop in Silent Hill is not nearly as satisfying to me as the Wind Waker.
I know, but that story is so epic, though.
Yeah. It's
It's
tough.
and I don't use it lightly. I don't think games are hard carried by their story very often. I think sometimes you should just write a book or something else and don't make a game. But Silent Hill really had to be told the way it's told in order for the story to work as a game. Like I don't think they could have novelized it. It's so interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Ah, jeez, man.
So Steve, you're feeling Ultra Ball basically, or do you feel like it's Great Ball because you think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 should be over it?
Mm,
The way I'm looking at it too is like, what game would I like, pop in more often too? Like I don't know, Tony Hawk's 2, it's a great game, but like I don't know if I would be popping that in as much as I would Wind Waker, to be honest. Like it's
I
tough.
feel like I might beat Wind Waker once, and I don't know that I would go back to it. Like if I beat
Yeah,
it and 100% it. Tony Hawk, however, I have 100% it, and I still will go back to it.
yeah, it's getting very difficult.
Tony Hawk's bite sized. Like you can make it bite sized. You can
Mm,
play a couple runs and feel like you're not missing out. You can't just like pick up Wind Waker and like quit after the Deku tree. Like that
yeah,
doesn't make. I mean, you can, but I don't
yeah.
feel like
I don't
it's.
know. It's just like it feels like I'm doing, you know. I think ultimately it's going to be between Wind Waker and Tony Hawk 2, and it's going to feel dirty to me no matter what. The one that like stays behind. Like I don't think there's no going past it. Uh
Uh, I don't know if I'm gonna drag the average down, but I feel like, and it's just because maybe I'm not as big a Zelda fan, but I thought this game for me was on par with Oracles of Ages.
oh wow, okay.
Like
no, sir.
I think they're both kind of the same ish. I know Oracle of Ages is a handheld experience, so it's a little bit different, but it scratches the same itch for me, and it's a bit more approachable, except for that one part where you got to get the red potion that doesn't feel like.
Oh, and I know, right?
But like the rest of it, I played without a guide and I didn't have a problem. Um, whereas I did have to open a guide a few times for Wind Waker, and I feel like it was for really stupid stuff that I feel like wasn't logical.
Yeah. I feel like the HD remaster like rectifies a lot of that though, which I'm not trying to
Yeah,
counter it, but like
See, but it's locked though to a
yeah.
system that basically nobody has. Like, there's
Yeah.
no modern way to play that. They didn't bring the HD version
Very
over
true.
to Nintendo Classics, right? So I think they are going to release an HD version soon. I heard, but
They
it's
better,
not out
man.
yet.
Come on.
So I don't know. I'm feeling it like I'm going to give it Great Ball because I don't know what I would put up in. Actually, would I put Suikoden 2 up over it? No. So I'm gonna go Great Ball. Because I feel I maybe wouldn't put it like I don't know what in Pokeball I would put up over this, just
Hmm.
for the game's legacy. And if I were to recommend one of these 6 games, Wind Waker and the 5 in Pokeball, to someone in 2025, I think the highest likelihood is that I would recommend Wind Waker out of those. So I'm gonna go Great Ball for that. So I
Fair
think
enough.
it's up to you. I think you're still tiebreak, Dan, because I think you have to decide whether it's an Ultra Ball or Great Ball for you. I think I
Yeah.
understand Steve's answer to be in Ultra Ball, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. As I said, I honestly feel like I'm doing whatever game I'm gonna pick dirty, but that's just the name of the game. I think for now, I mean, I might change my mind later, but I think I'm going to actually put it in Ultra Ball.
All right, Ultra Ball. I am outvoted, right, Steve? You're Ultra
yep,
Ball? Okay.
yeah.
All right, so that means we got to bring a game up from Ultra Ball to Master Ball. We tend to pick 2 each, and I try not to pick my game, so I'm going to pick StarCraft and Super Mario 3. Those are my 2.
Good picks. Yeah, StarCraft S tier. That's Master Ball automatic for me. Like
It's like
that.
God tier. It's like
Yeah.
above S tier. Like
I have so much memories playing that as a kid. I remember it being in like kids downloading it in school, and I remember being infatuated with it, like laying eyes on it for the first time. It still holds up to this day. If you play the HD version, so good.
even though there's a sequel out, like I still think the HD version of the original game holds up extremely well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. It's so
Like,
well done. Like, I love it. One of my favorite games, I think. I'm glad somebody did pick it. And then I think my second pick would be Paper Mario. Like, it was my first Paper Mario. Yeah, I haven't played one up until the league, and I was surprised with just like how good it was. It's such a good RPG, very
Yeah.
intuitive for the time.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Well, Don knew that it was like one of my favorite games too, and it's his favorite game. So it's like, I think anybody that hasn't played Paper Mario is like extremely missing out. You talk about FOMO, that game is like, it's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I do not disagree. All right, Keith, what do you got?
It doesn't matter what I have.
It matters a little bit.
Well, it's Paper Mario and StarCraft, so
Well, StarCraft got 3 votes, so yeah, in this case, yeah. What was your second pick again, Dan?
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
It's a
Okay.
good game.
All right.
Yeah.
So there we have it. StarCraft is dominating the league at the top. It's funny because he's the co-host of another person on this list who I think I'm going to hear from, because now he's spacing out 2 tiers above his pick. So I look forward to that. But yeah, there we have it. So we're gonna set Wind Waker aside. It's got a much more than respectable placement. There's still 4 games to go, so it could still make it up to that Master Ball Cup, and any one of these games could move up, honestly. So we're gonna set this game aside, and our next game actually came out in the year 2000 for the Dreamcast, which I think might be our first Dreamcast game on the podcast, right, guys? At least first natively Dreamcast game.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I think, those systems all had like ports of each other, so I think, there might be something in there. But yeah, the Dreamcast, it is a little title by the name of Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, one of my brother's favorite games is Jet Set Radio. He loved it as a kid.
Give him a shout out, Dan.
Yeah.
He brought it to us.
Yeah, my brother Joe. I don't know if he'll join us or not. I don't think he will, but he'll definitely watch it 100%.
I've heard great things about Jet Set Radio, so I am pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I've never really played it. I've seen him play it, but I wasn't interested in it at the time. So it'll be nice to go back and play it.
Notably, it's a skating game, right?
Yeah, I think you can spray paint and stuff, like graffiti. I think I vaguely remember that.
I just want to point out some genres that we do not have represented here at all, like first-person shooters and racing games, but we have 2 skating games.
Yeah, that is pretty wild, actually.
Or we will. But anyway, join us in 2 weeks when we talk about Jet Set Radio. I like to say that our theme music is produced by Cubby. We have his Bandcamp permanently linked in our description, so go check that out over there. He has awesome music. And I'd like to thank our Discord members and just our listeners in general. Thanks for coming here and hanging out with us. There's a lot of podcasts out there that you could be listening to right now other than us, and we're just grateful that it is us. If you could help us out a little bit, helps us get found out. Just tell somebody who likes video games about us and who might listen to podcasts. Just drop a listen. We really kind of spread around by word of mouth, and we kind of prefer it that way because we get people who we know will interact and actually listen and actually care about video games. I don't want a bunch of bots following us. I don't know about you guys.
No bots.
But, yeah, we'd rather see that and hang out with like-minded folks who want to play old games. And special thanks to our Discord community. You guys make it worth it hanging out with you guys every week in Discord. Just talking about the games in whatever fashion that you do chime in. So just good to have you all over there. But and so now, game over, fellas.
Game over.
Game over.